how I should call you.
You can call me brother.
Brother Patrick.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is TruePowerIsMine, your host of Tpim SR Live. Today, oh my God, this has been a very powerful day already, but we're just going to power it even more. I have Dr. Randy Short and Ezili Danto, a sister from Haiti, a freedom fighter, a woman with convictions, and a woman with the truth. Please open up your ears and let's listen. Sorry for butchering your name, but welcome to the show, yeah.
Honor and respect, my brother. It's fine. Ezili Danto. It actually means the warrior goddess, the warrior mother.
Yes. You know, can you tell us just a little bit what's going on down in Haiti since the earthquake, since the Clintons got down in there and didn't do nothing?
And Obama put that bastard's name in there too.
Oh yes, Mr. Obama or Mrs. Obama, however you want to put it.
No,
the world new missionaries came in, and remember, when you studied your political science, they went into Africa, the missionaries, to save our souls, and then by the time they left, we had no land, no sovereignty, and a bunch of children that were being abused by pedophiles. Well, that's exactly what's going on in Haiti right now. We are completely occupied under the Mrs. Clinton as Secretary of State and Mr. Clinton as the UN envoy to Haiti. Essentially, were given Haiti by Obama so he could have his greatest rivals, which defend the Democratic Party, not in his way during the 8 years that he was in office. He let them go ahead and do whatever they wanted to do with defenseless Haiti. So $13 billion was raised.
Wow.
$13 billion was raised. Okay, now if you go to Haiti right now, the inflation rate is like 8 years ago. It was 43 Haitian goods to $1. Today it's like 90 goods to $1. They came in. Haiti became the Republic of NGOs, non-governmental organizations, which means they are non-for-profits that are certified by the UN. And as you know, what we say at the Free Haiti movement that I run, the UN has been a criminal organization, undemocratic organization with 5 veto power, and have been really destroying Black leaders since Lumumba to Aristide. And so they came in and they fleeced the country, took 30% of our land, gave Mrs. Clinton's brother a gold license. Of course, they have walked that back because of all of the people denouncing them, but flagrantly did pay to play. They used Haiti, and today the people have no clean water, no infrastructure, no education. They're dying. They essentially, it's a burning house, and they have to leave and go to places like Brazil and Chile. A lot of the Haitians actually, built a Brazilian Olympic stadium, and then once they were finished with them, they just kind of kicked them out.
Now, the island does it have any natural resources such as timber or oil or any ore?
Oil? You know how they're going after Venezuela right now, where the head of Venezuelan oil is in Haiti's waters? Our geologists say that Haiti's oil is a swimming pool compared to Venezuela's cup of water. So this is why the United States built its largest industry in the Western Hemisphere after they took out President Aristide in 2004. And because Haiti has something that no other country has in the amount that we have it. And it's a very, it's kind of a Wakanda or Avatar mineral that the white man wants. It's called iridium, and it's the remain of a asteroid that landed on the planet and most likely broke the continent during some intergalactic war back then, 66 million years ago. That sort of, extraterrestrial piece of the the cosmos,
Right.
fell on Haiti, and they created some of our mountains. And since 1986, and maybe perhaps even before, the United States has been carting it out. And they needed Aristide not to be in power because they needed to have a puppet president that was not beholden to the people of Haiti, so they could keep us dumbed down while they take out the iridium. Iridium is like, let's say, Wakanda's vibranium.
Right.
It is so heat resistant, right? Because it's an extraterrestrial sort of material that they use it in their spacecraft because to create them because it won't melt.
So they use the shielding.
Yeah, we have mountains of it. And I know Haitians will tell you that, they grew up on this mountain and today that mountain is no longer there. They'll have the UN surround the place. People can't see on the inside, and in 6 months there is no mountain there. And what that's doing to us is that
do you know where you think about this 1 second, sister? What you're saying is something so important that everyone needs to know. The sister just said there are mountains of a certain chemical or a certain element that this government has carted off, all right? And we use it in our space programs for basically heat shielding. Now, if you know how many space shuttles we have on the books, it's only like 7 or so at the height, all right? Where do you think the rest of that material went to, boys and girls? Like John Lear has told us in past shows, we have a space program that's been going on ever since the 1950s. And this woman just verified resources being taken for space purposes, but not accounted for because a mountain of resources would not fit onto a handful of space shuttles, but it would fit onto a space fleet. So keep on playing your games.
That's right.
Keep on being ignorant.
That's right. That's right. The material is called, and you all can look it up, it's called iridium. It's found in 2 places on the planet. And this is why we were, because of all of this, I had to study where we were 66 million years ago and what Haiti is. Haiti is over 1 billion years old. 66 million years ago is where the European tells you that the dinosaurs went extinct because of some great nuclear war that happened.
Right.
Now, the only other place you find this iridium, people, is in South Africa. So, and remember, okay, if you know anything about Black history, you understand that the European has changed the orientation of the geography.
Yes.
So north is south and south is north, okay? So remember, South Africa would be North Africa, right? Because they don't want to tell you they're in the south. And that's where the cold is. But anyway, the point of the matter is something happened 66 million years ago. Some directed meteors perhaps were sent to both these areas. And in Haiti, if you go underneath the planet, like I have pictures you could see, there's a crater where they're actually like in the water. You see the crater of where this landed and like broke Pangea, for instance, okay, broke the Earth, the planet Earth, into all of these different continents. And so there's a lot of stuff happening, but the point of the matter is, when I started out, the Haitian geologists that were writing about this, all of them have disappeared and died so far, I'm barely holding on. But iridium, when I first started, okay, they didn't think we were smart enough to figure this out, so they used to put it out there. They used to say iridium was 45, for 1 ton of iridium, it was $45 billion. Okay, that's when I started. And I started 20 years ago. Okay, today, if you put iridium and you look at the price, they have put it down to $45 million per ton. Still a lot of money. But because a lot of Haitians now are studying all of this stuff, they're trying to make it as if it's not, worth, a billion, but million. So what we always keep the figure. 1 ton, that's 1 ton of iridium is worth $45 billion because it's so rare. Today, if you look it up, they say 45 million per 1 ton. But imagine, even if that was true, they were not trying to fleece us. What you're saying is that the very earth of Haiti per ton is worth $45 million. And yet they call us the poorest in the Western Hemisphere to the point that their charity.
You can thank the IMF for that. They give those puppet leaders bogus loans they know they're going to default on, and then guess what? Now you have to privatize the resources of the land. And then these corporations can come in and get it. Well, let's just say clandestine government agencies acting like corporations while we're still in a state of ignorance. There's no reason why Haiti should be poor.
$45 million a ton ain't bad for a shithole country, what you say?
It's not bad at all. If the people can get their hands on it, if we can get the puppet leaders, the gatekeepers.
All right. Now that's just one. Remember, I told you, our oil is greater than the greatest cachet that they have in our waters, which is why the United States had to use the earthquake to take us over. And that was done under Obama and Clinton, while all these white folks were believing in their own beneficence and great white savior, Superman ideology. So while they were doing all of that, the vampires were. Haiti has these islands, and like Laguna. In these islands, underneath it is all this oil. We think that a lot of things that are happening with regards to the environment, the fracking that they did out to sea, perhaps even caused the earthquake. But certainly building the greatest, biggest embassy in a country that is sitting on 2 fault lines could have caused the earthquake, because the U.S. embassy goes down something like, I know it goes down at least 17 floors, because we have a source that actually told us that. When we don't know how far down it goes. And remember, if you're studying and you're paying attention, they have cities underground these days.
Yes.
So they're doing all kinds of things that you cannot see. But since we spend all of our time dealing with the East-West theater, or the Democrat-Republican theater, and the white liberals, are very happy to get paid to keep us there at that dumbed-down level. We don't know what's going on the planet.
Speaking of those earthquakes, there's another method that you didn't mention. Actually, 2. One is utilizing the HAARP, a high-frequency weapon in Alaska, to bounce off energy waves that cause different effects. And the other one, and this is actually in certain UN white papers, detonating of atomic weapons underground on fault lines has been known to generate man-made earthquakes.
Without a question.
Geiger counter, and if you had any old readings to see if around the earthquake, the time it happened, was there any increase in background radiation, which would be a telltale sign of an underground nuclear detonation.
Yep, and the problem, it's not a problem, but the reality of the matter is that the Haitians, who would be the more natural folks interested in what's going on in Haiti, have bought the colonial narrative. They have gotten their education from Harvard and Yale and all these other places that create the assimilated Negroes that go back into their country and work for the USAID development people that are all about Rodney, what's that guy's name? How Africa underdeveloped, how Europe underdeveloped Africa.
Walter Rodney.
Thank you so much. Walter Rodney said, eons ago, and paid for it. So our Haitian intellectuals are worthless, and the ones that have gone out, like Dr. Mathurin, and left us a legacy to tell us, that, for instance, this land that people are saying is poor. We have the largest cache of gold. But they tell us today, whereas Haitian geologists said it was 100 billion. After the earthquake, they printed out in their paperwork that it was worth 20 billion. Haiti's gold. They have never said how much our oil is worth because they're busy trying to take over Cuba, Venezuela, and we're like right in the middle of that. So they've used Haiti essentially as a stepping stone, as a base for that endeavor. So we have gold, we have iridium, we have oil. Of course, they've taken out most of our, $billion, our trees, since, enslavement time. So we still have a lot.
You left something out.
Yeah.
They have black people. So Haitian people next to African Americans are the most experimented and exploited for biomedical research in the world. And third are the South African blacks and Brazilian. So,
you're so right, Dr. Short. Randy, you're so right.
They're valuable. So, normally, forgive me, I get angry. Black folk have to have riches in their soil to be worth something. And white folks don't have a goddamn thing in Europe. So if we're going to do it based on your value, based on your mineral wealth, well, I'm sorry, all the folks that are in low melanin count would be subhuman by their standard.
Wow. That's true.
I don't do that. I don't measure people by what they have. I don't measure you by how much money. But if we're going to do it that way, somebody just made themselves subhuman. I didn't do it. I don't believe in that. But just follow the logic. If your worth is based on what you own,
what happened?
Then, okay, sorry. But don't blame me. I know folks will say, you made a black supremacist statement. No, I didn't. All I said is if I obey the logic of a racist supremacist that you are what you own and you are what your natural resources are, that's your worth, then somebody ain't worth much. There's not just a shithole country, there's a shithole continent, a shithole race, or ethnic group.
You are definitely correct. I was listing the material assets of Haiti, not anything else, right? Obviously, without the Haitian people, you're right. Haitian women are the ones that they used to test the birth control that everybody are using in the world right now.
And today, the birth control experiment, why and how and who did this?
Oh, well, Goody Pinkett, the doctor up in Massachusetts, it wasn't just Haiti, but it was black women all over the Caribbean, in particular Puerto Rico and Haiti. But they also did black women in Guyana, and they did black women in the South. And it wasn't just the birth control pill. It's also DMPA or dexamethasone, whatever. It's called Depo-Provera. It's DMPA is the medical term. They've done all kinds of stuff, and it's not just that. They just found supposedly a new treatment for sickle cell. Of course, they were doing that on the Haitians. In fact, that little bastard, what's her name? The one that looks like Private McHale from McHale's Navy. No, Wallace Binghamton. I got the characters. Remember McHale's Navy? Valerie Jarrett, the social secretary for Obama, looks like a white dude, an actor by the name of John Flynn. And it's interesting. She wants to be a man. That's why Obama had such a radical pro-gay agenda. Thanks, Valerie, or should we say Valentino. Her father was in the, not the United Nations, but the United States State Department, probably USAID. And they did all kinds of stuff around sickle cell and blood at the Pritzker Institute. The Pritzkers are the Jews that helped make Obama president. All this stuff comes together. See how they get Haiti as payback? Huh? See how Obama pays back his handlers? All right. So, yeah, they've experimented on Haiti, not just for that. They've experimented on Haiti for biological warfare. they found a way to cause airborne pathogens to go literally from Florida to Haiti somehow to allegedly contaminate the pigs so they could kill all the pigs. They've used experimental defoliants to kill the coffee trees in Haiti. You just name it. It's like what they do in Flint. You know that Flint is an urban war zone where they go and use depleted uranium weapons and bombs, where the black people live in Flint.
Okay, so you know how the white man, when he digs for remains to find out, anything that would help him substantiate his racist mythology of being here and being superior, the longer he digs, the more black people he finds, and so because he is new to this planet, this being is less than 6,000 years old on the planet, and he can go back so far to keep finding black folks. He's very curious, and because he doesn't look upon us as human, he experiments because he wants to figure out how he can, reproduce himself constantly. So Haiti is a country that has no European fatherland. We were the first to take our independence and beat the Europeans and destroy this notion of white supremacy. So after the Abrahamic folks came along and came into Haiti, they were fighting their wars in southern France there with the Arabs. And so in 1492, at the fall of Grenada, they came to Haiti, continuing their world wars. They went from the Crusades to world wars between each other, the East-West. Okay, so what you have to understand, as I said, is that they have taken a story of indigenous people and tried to make it theirs. And in doing that, in Haiti, when they come and they find Haitian women, and Haitian women are living to be 112 in this century, they want to find out why. And so what they do is they experiment on us the way they did with a lake in America, as you know, with black women. Gynecology was invented because of what they did to black women in America. And so they do that to us in Haiti. And so that's why we have the world's biggest cervical cancer rate. They have tried to sterilize us. They would have killed us during the Obama years if it wasn't for the Haitian sun, which is our secret weapon.
Wow.
Because they brought in Nepalese soldiers who were coming directly from a cholera-ridden epidemic, and they brought them in and they inspected our water system. So Haiti never had cholera, and cholera is something that does not last under the hot sun. But they so brought up their shit, essentially. Yeah. Okay, that's why I don't get offended when Mr. Trump talks about that, because it's theirs. They brought their infected feces to Haiti, and because we're native people who are used to our own people, natural folks, we had no what's that word again? That was
immunity.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So we had no immunity, and at one point I was dealing with in weeks 1,500 people dying, and this was just at the time right after the earthquake. And remember, this is why people don't understand that I keep going back to Obama and Clinton, because they're all so into this theater about Trump, but we can't. The trauma that was caused under Obama and Clinton was so heavy because it was apocalyptic to lose 310,000 people in 33 seconds and have the whole place destroyed. It's not something that the body, the spirit, the mind can handle. And so you're marked by it. I'm marked by it.
So,
okay? You made it. You still made it gentle. You lost 300,000 plus people in 30 seconds, and the greatest country in the world surrounded the country with its weaponry and told the world, you can't save them until we say so. And they allowed foreign countries like Israel to come in and cut the organs, like the corneas, off of the eyes of people. It was the biggest organ theft and body part theft in human history, organized by Obama and the Zionists in Israel.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Tell it nasty. People wondered, yes, I hate Obama. It's true.
Well, like I said, this is not for me. I lived it. It's not like something I read in a book. I lived it. I don't even want to talk about it. I lost, 60 people from the Haitian Lawyers Leadership Network and many school children. I mean, it's not abstract. All I can say is that in the middle of this unfathomable, happening that no human being can ever really ever forget. You know how someone, I'm not trying to belittle it, but someone is abused as a 6-year-old, and it affects their whole life. Imagine every member of your family dying, and all you see is rubble in 1 second. And then the people who say they came to save you is taking your eyes and melanin and putting you in mass graves, and didn't even take a picture, so you have no closure because you're still wondering maybe my child will show up one day. That's what we're living. So we just can't get over what the Clintons and the universe doesn't seem to understand that. I'm stuck there. And so in that space, the Clintons came to play their favorite, let's put our hands around the gospel singing black folks and play their vampire game. And they used Black Americans like Daniels, like Mike Dyson, like Cheryl Mills, Susan Rice. They used these guys to come into our space and get them some more.
Susan Rice.
I'm sorry, Susan Rice is, I'll never forget her from Monday. And that time when, she was under Clinton with Rwanda. I know that. These people, she was at the UN under Obama. Listen, okay? I know these people. And they use these women and men and these assimilated Negroes with absolutely no conscience to do exactly what the white man has been doing all over the planet, and that is to put profit over people and use the earthquake as an opportunity to police traumatized patients. And so as the person that was there with Free Haiti, I had to fight them directly with absolutely no help from the liberal whites, because the liberal whites, they make their money off of United States Agency of International Development Foundation money. And they are part of the, like I said, the Harvard cabal.
Talk about the sex trafficking. They make money off that too. Talk about the cash.
Yeah, well, listen, okay, let me just be very clear. When a people is helpless, like we are, whether it's in Haiti or in America, you have 65, they say, 64,000 missing black women in America. Like, who is talking about that? You see, and the lives of our little babies are not being valued. These white women running around talking about they're so progressive, Mrs. Clinton and so forth, but then they're, turn around and call you your children super predator. Well, that's what we're dealing with. That's what I have been dealing with the 90s. You see, when America would take black women and make them prosecutors, and today they want me to vote for Kamala Harris. So these are the things that we have to deal with as awakened people who are not asleep. And so part of that means pedophilia, organ trafficking, human trafficking, labor trafficking, a separation of families. Listen, okay, today they're talking about the Mexican separation of families. I have been here. I've written plays about the little girl in the yellow dress who 20 years ago, when everybody was talking about Elia Gonzalez in Cuba, was sitting at a detention center in Chrome, 6 years old, me trying to get to her as a lawyer. So it sort of distance. I look at from a distance when I see the theater of the demon rats talking about Trump is having these indefinite detention centers where they have children, and they lost something like 1,400 of the children. I don't know where they are. This is what this planet's rulers do. Human trafficking and moving populations around so that there is no record of their human trafficking. And somewhere in some Connecticut town, surrounded by high gates of security, they've got some Filipino victims in the basement that they're using for years and years and years. That's who these Neanderthals are. That's why they love Game of Thrones. The biggest thing in planet. This idea of who they are. They tell you who they are, what they love, and how the gore gives them a sexual high. That's who they are. And that's different from who the black woman's children is.
I have a question from the chat room. This comes from Sister Alexandria. Why do they do this to us?
Because I don't think they're human.
I have a different answer. We let them do it. And we haven't decided.
I want to clarify that. What does human mean? You see, when you say we let them do it, what does human mean? I don't think we have the stomach to take a child and frighten that child to death in order to drink his blood. Because as the guy who had PayPal said, he's some, a homosexual who says that he drinks you can look it up.
Yeah.
Or it's on, just look it up. Peter something, I think his name is. Says he drinks adrenalized blood of the young in order to give him youth.
Well,
that's who they are.
So a high. We did a show about that. Once you get a victim into a state of fear, the mind releases endorphins and other chemicals to try to soothe the body. Well, right before they die, they'll stick a needle in the base of the spine and get that juice out, and then they'll dose each other up and get high. And that's the only way to make this protect.
And that's who they are. That's what their secret societies is about. But they project all of their brutalities on us.
Yes.
And because I'll tell you something else. We have no leadership that has the courage to say what I'm saying. That's why our people don't know what's going on.
Righteous.
And they use the Abrahamic religions to tell you what you need to do is turn the other cheek and forgive. I'll tell you right now, you can take this to my grave. There is nothing on this planet that would have this woman or my descendants ever forget and turn the other cheek on what was done to us and what has been done to my people on this planet. No. We need to change the paradigm and put people over profit first.
Right.
And we need to heal. We need to heal. And the only way we can heal as a people is through exposing what is actually happening to us. And the spirit of this migrated power, this planter mindset. You see, because one of the things I learned, I had to study white people because I didn't understand. If you sit around watching TV, you will be confused as hell.
Yes.
Because they give you this idea that they're normal. And that they, what they're telling you, because there's always some kind about their life, that's a big deal, right? They're looking for love and they're righteous and honorable, but it's not true. These are propaganda. when you look at history in your own world and what's going on here, you understand that they start, white women, for instance, were the biggest, I think 45% of the slave owners were white women. But we don't understand that. So we don't have any problem having them teach our little black boys at the schools. And so when your child comes home and is angry, you don't understand, because you are taught that this woman is docile, and she is a victim of the very men that she created and nurtured and gave life to. We are so upside down in our understanding. I hope that answers your question to the sister that asked it. Thank you.
Yeah, she has another question for Dr. Short. Dr. Randy Short, do you think there are any black celebrities that are fighting the cause for black folks, such as Jay-Z or Beyonce or Diddy, since so many of them are talking about black power?
Well, my issue is how can Diddy represent black power if you guys if they're promoting the effeminization of black men? What are we going to fight for? To make white men want to have sex with us? Is that what he's leading? He might be leading that kind of struggle. Look,
That's so sick.
I will tell you, when I was next to P. Diddy in 1999, and when I was trying to get something from Debbie Allen, she says, you need to get with that. That's more your thing. And Debbie Allen was hinting, implying, but if you're a man and you want something, don't ask me, ask P. Diddy. That came straight out of Debbie Allen's mouth. Board of Trustees, Howard University, 1999. You can go look it up, and you'll find I was on the Board of Trustees at Howard in 1999. And P. Diddy, so P. Diddy and them have been pushing the effeminization and the homosexualization of black men and women. And I'm not saying I know how P. Diddy gets down, but to me, if you promote it and you profit from it, you may as well be one.
Could you do me a favor? I want to really understand that question. Could you just repeat it one more time for me?
Yes. Oh, okay. Dr. Randy Short, do you think there are any black celebrities that is fighting the cause for black folks, such as Jay-Z or Beyonce or Diddy, since many of them are talking about black power?
Got it.
Well, I think their black power is the same. Let me give them something, because there's a big scam going on, and I'm sick of black being code for gay, which is what it's become. They took it back in the 90s and most guys weren't paying attention. All right, now let me give you some inside view, which is why if I would like to be a parent, and if I have kids, I don't think I'm going to want them to go to Harvard or Yale. I'm going to try to figure out where to send them.
You're
Having gone to Harvard, say that again?
You're getting a little muffled. I don't know if you're far from the phone.
No. We're about to get real on here. That's about. Okay, now let's try this. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I'm here.
Now, let me say this to you. In the 90s, they decided to completely take over black and make black function for gay, okay? They've effectively already taken it. Gay belongs to white people. And most of you, if you didn't pay attention, we have 52 black members of Congress, okay? 1 Republican and 51 Democrats. And every single solitary one of them either did not vote against the pedophile bill that passed 236 to 173, or they voted for. And by the way, only one person didn't vote at all. That's the Negro spiritual by the name of Jim Clyburn of South Carolina. I think that's in part because of programs like this one where I've been talking about Clyburn like the big nigga that he is. And on top of that, he knows people in my family, and I've been telling them that he's promoting pedophilia. And I guess some folk reached out to him to say, folks are saying you promote pedophilia. So he got permission from Massa, Nancy Pelosi, to vote nothing. So he could still support the passage of the bill because he was a co-sponsor, right?
Right.
Without having to vote for it. So he co-sponsored even though he didn't vote. And every other nigger that you see up in Congress, that includes Count Chocula, Maxine Waters, or Body Man, punk ass John Lewis, all of them. The one that looks like I Was a Teenage Werewolf, Al Green, all of them voted that gay was the equivalent of black, and they're fighting to get it in the Senate so black people can be enslaved to sodomite, child molesters, bestialities. This is what your black, and the NAACP supported it, the SCLC supported it, the Urban League supported it, Al Sharpton's National Action Network supported it. There's a thing called the Congress of Black Congregations, of Black Churches, representing 20 million black folks who go to church. They supported it too. What am I telling you? There's a thing called Black Liberation Theology that you guys think has something to do with my family member by the name of Matt Turner and folks like that, or Malcolm X. But what Black Liberation Theology is, there's a big, bloated, fat black preacher by the name of William Barber III, former president of the NAACP of the state of North Carolina. He and other people in the church I no longer go to, called the United Church of Christ, the same church that gave us the pedophile, racist sodomite by the name of Jim Jones, who murdered hundreds of black children in Guyana. They all believe in this thing called Black Liberation Theology. They believe in communism. And what do they mean by Black Liberation Theology? Well, blacks are defined by these folks are comprised of three people: black, women, and homosexual sodomites, pedophiles. That's who blacks are. So you see this repairing the breach, poor people's campaign. You dumbass black people don't research. This is why you see so many butch women that look like Barney Rubble from the Flintstones falling behind this fat, crippled black man. They've already taken black. It belongs to the homosexual sodomite. We've lost even the word. And we lost it in the 90s, and it's been handed. In fact, if you look at what's her name, Bernice King, Martin Luther King's daughter, did you hear any of them criticize this Gay Equality Act, that it's not the civil rights movement? Did you hear anyone? You heard nobody. Right. Because they're all paid. They're all paid. Even the preachers, your nigger preachers, they're nothing but child molesting thugs taking your money. They don't want to save our community. You take Flint. Downtown Flint has as many as 20 Church of God in Christ congregations. The Church of God in Christ boasts 20 million members worldwide, 5 million in the United States. You don't think that effeminate Charles Blake, who has a church of 5 million people, can't get drinking water for 50,000 black people? With that kind of political power, they don't care if we die. Black is a cage to get the masses of people to follow them. Black is Back is pro-gay. Black Lives Matter is a gay Trojan horse. Now black means gay. By any means necessary, it's gay dominated. They are funded. They have everything. In fact, all of you that look for the Congressional Black Caucus, I'm saying this, nigger Democrats have sold us. Wow. In 2016, they passed the torch. They said that the black homosexuals in Black Lives Matter represent the new generation of the movement. And people like you and I, Mr. Nelson, who've been active doing stuff for years, never even got a chance to put our name in to be considered. It's all been handed to black gays, lesbians, and trans by the blacks in the Democratic Party. We've all been stabbed in the back, and they don't care if we die.
Wow, that is so true. Genocide is real. Eugenics is real. You better listen to our elders.
But may I say something? Because I, as a human rights lawyer, I was, it is something that I didn't expect to have to deal with because I was maybe naive. Did not expect to have to deal when I went to Haiti with the non-for-profit white liberals coming to Haiti the way they go to Africa to, after they've been excommunicated either as priests in the United States because of the abuse that, they have been doing, they end up in places like Haiti to gorge on our children. So I have very specific experiences with that. In terms of anything else, I have experiences with that. And I know what it means because I've grown up with some of those children. What it means for a black boy to be sodomized every night in exchange for food and learn that this is normal. And then that boy gets to be 15 and starts feeling some interest in women and don't know how to negotiate. I know those experiences because I've lived them as a lawyer and I've put people in jail. I was the first person to deal with Douglas Perlit. He was a pedophile who created a school in Haiti of 300. It was for homeless boys in a place called Haitian. And I had a law office in Connecticut, and he was a alumni of Fairfield University. And so a nurse, years ago, he wasn't put in jail until 2011. So let's say it was like 2002. Someone came to my office knowing the type of work I was doing for the community and said, some boys came to me and told me that the white guy that was bringing them to all of these Catholic places to raise money because he has a school in Haiti is abusing them. And I remember this is how this first started for me. It wasn't until 7 to 8 years later that I finally got this man in jail. Which, a lot of things happened to do that. And there were many people that were very pivotal on this. But from the side that I was sitting in and standing on, what I learned about sexual abuse of black males is that there is an international network of powerful white men who gorge on our children. Yeah. I know it from my work in the international field. When I'm telling you that these people have a tour, that they will go from Haiti to Roxbury, Boston, to the boys' school there, I started seeing the patterns. So all I can say is this. There is something in them. If you study their history, the word gym and pederasty, that was about love between a boy and a man. I mean, to the detriment of man-woman heterosexual love. This is who they are from the beginning. This is who the Eurasians are. And it's in their religion. They have made a religion out of it. Mm-hmm. Whether it's the Catholic Creed or the Arabs, don't even talk about what they do, right? They'll put little boys in women's clothes. They have, in order to sodomize them, thinking, that I don't want to spoil my virgin woman. These folks are, women have got to stand up on the planet and protect our male children. And this is why I'm a voodooist. Let me just say that very clearly. We protect children. And what happens is that the symbols of these people, I didn't understand them. I didn't know them. It wasn't until the Podesta emails came out, Podesta was the campaign manager for Hillary Clinton, that I learned the symbols for pedophilia. And then I started seeing it everywhere in Haiti at these non-for-profits. So there is a whole code and language about what they do that is totally over our heads. And the just put down Podesta email FBI symbols of pedophilia, and you'll see they have man boy love, girl love, all of this stuff. This is who in what they do at the highest of levels. And I deal with those levels, as I said, because for my work, I fell into it. These are my Black children. And for them to be helpless in that.
Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee wears a little triangle. In fact, all of y'all that like Whitney Houston, people need to know that Whitney Houston recorded for that man who may have had something to do with her death. Help me out. What's this guy's name? He's Jewish.
I know
He's Jewish.
You're talking about Clive Davis?
Clive Davis. And Clive Davis's record company is called Arista. The A in Arista is the symbol of pedophilia. Look at it. Go look at it. Y'all, while you're online, understand that this guy...
Oh, okay, but what I'm saying is this, okay? We are the parents of the planet. It is time that we take upon our role. That all children, I don't care what race they are, have to be protected. That they do not have the emotional wherewithal to deal with a grown-ass person sexually abusing them. They don't have it. So children, I don't care what color they are, have to be protected by all of us. And that's what I've dedicated myself to do in any space. If I see a child, I can read the signs now. So this is what we have to do, and we have to understand that all of these secret societies, from Masons to all of them, skulls and bones, this is what it's about. Men loving men. And in this idea of men loving men, no, that's fine. Okay, with you go do what you do. I don't want you to take a child at that level. Yeah. So as a human rights lawyer, I just have to say, like I said, I'm a revolutionary. So my work is the liberation of all sentient beings. It is not my job to police what you do in the bedroom, but do not terrorize me with it.
Right.
And I feel today that I am being terrorized with this thing. It is everywhere, and even children are being put into these spaces where hedonism has become a career. Folks will come talk to me because they know that Black women are supposed to be very what's that word, like open to crap. So they will come to me and they will start having this conversation, and I'm like, listen, let me tell you something, okay? What you do for the personal has nothing to do with the collective. So your sexuality has nothing to do with the collective. And I say very clearly that my job is to lift up the collective Black, period. And if it's not about lifting up the collective Black, then it's just not my fight. I'm not dealing with it, and I'm not going to be sidetracked with it. I have, and I was put out here by the ancestors with a pattern that won the Haitian Revolution and crippled white supremacy. And that pattern is this, and this is where I stand. I don't go into all these other things. I just cannot. I protect children, yes. Pedophilia is a generational thing, and it should be destroyed. Yes. Because once a child is being abused, they're more likely to do it at home to another child, and so on and so forth, generation after generation. And we have not, as formerly enslaved people, dealt with having had that done to us generation after generation. And we have to heal from that. We have to acknowledge it for Black males, because this is what slavery and colonialism is. And because slavery and colonialism is the taking of your body and doing what they want to, this is what white supremacy does. So that I was in court one day, and a whole Black male came to me, and he came to that court, and he said, "Thank you so much for taking the case of these children. When I was 15, between 15 and 18, they brought me to the Jesuits from Haiti, took this young boy, brought him to an island in Maine. This is why I know this is generational. And the Haitian boys and their parents think this is a great thing. They're going to America. They're going to learn how to get an education and then, go work and be able to help their family. But in that island in Maine, the Haitian boys were abused until they were 18 and old enough to go to Columbia University, because the Jesuits have a network. And so in exchange for giving this education to these Haitian elites, and you must learn this about the elite, economic elites that's coming from different countries, a lot of them have been abused in exchange for that visa. So they were at this main retreat space of the Jesuits, and they were their essential cabin boys. And then once they got old enough, they sent them to Cornell and to Columbia and other Jesuit schools. And then this guy, years later, comes to sit next to me in this court, and he holds my hand and he's shaking, older, light-skinned black male, and he tells me, I've never even told my wife that this happened to me or my children. And so when I read in the paper that you were representing these boys, I wanted to tell you that I wish I had had someone to represent me. But my parents were also abused by these Jesuits in order to get their education. So when I went to them, they beat me and told me to be quiet. So this is what we're dealing with.
We're dealing with a situation where you're literally selling sex for education. You want to learn something?
Yeah.
Here's a secret. I'm going to run up in you and you better not tell. That's the secret.
That's right.
The same secret at the end of the base.
This is happening everywhere. And just look up those Jesuit schools. All right?
And this happens in the Greek legacy.
This is where we are. And I deal with it at that level, okay? I don't deal with it in terms of like telling people not to do things. I just don't bring it and terrorize me with it. And do not. If you hurt a child, I will come after you. I don't care.
I'll be right
so
there
that's how I deal with it.
I'll be right there with you.
That's how I deal with it. I think we have to be very, very careful how we deal with this issue so that it doesn't overcome our desire for freedom. And we have a pattern that won the Haitian Revolution, and I say it every time I come into any show. It's A.A. Mobamba. It was said in the King Congo language, Kanga Mandele, Kanga Bakyoki, Kanga Najoki. And it is my legacy in the way I have to stand still. And so it means that we have to stop the colonists. That means it is the person trying to enslave you. You have to stop that person. You have to stop his black collaborator. That's the Bashioti, the black collaborator. And then their evil forces. And let me tell you, just like Neely Fuller said, every level of human activity is used for domination by the white economic elite. Period. That means they use their religion, they use their schooling system, their academic system, their military, their entertainment, their sexual life, their labor. All of it is used for domination, and that's all they know because that is their orientation. So I stay right there, and I offer that to your audience. In order to stay straight about liberation, there is a pattern where you focus on Mandela, you focus on the colonists. When we're talking about Republicans and Democrats, do not listen to their dichotomy. East, West, the Eurasians are essentially the same types of people. They play each other in order to play the world. Understand that very well. Once you understand that, then you understand that Mandela, no matter where he comes from, the Republicans and Democrats, are not out here for your best interest. You must be out here for your best interest. And government is not going to do it for you. You must do it for yourself. So that's Mandela. And then Bashioti is black collaborators. I look at black collaborators in Haiti right now. When the earthquake happened, Bill and Hillary Clinton, under the respondent superior of Mr. Barack Obama, said to us in the midst of this apocalyptic, everything fell down, your legs are being amputated without anesthesia, that we had to go to election. This is we had to do democracy. I mean, people could not even move Okay, all of the cards for elections were destroyed in the earthquake. So they created this thing, and they gave us Michel Martelly. And then, they have their Hollywood folks like, what's his name? Help me, Randy. Fuji. Wycliffe Jean. They have these Hollywood folks like Wycliffe Jean and Sean Penn come to be, your face into the benevolence of the United States. Let me tell you, okay? Colonial celebrityism is a tool of empire. And they use it because of the name recognition. I mean, that's why we have Trump, right? I mean, the United States he was on their TV every day, and people are trained to believe that, there's nothing, wrong about this Superman ideology and who and what he is. And this is the way the way white boys are raised. They're raised to believe they're not Superman. And by the time they learn that they're not, there is no psychological help for them. So they end up, shooting people at school. And they really do need psychological help because they are being taught they are infallible. And then when they, run into a basketball court and get beaten, it's like hurts them for life. They need help. And we have to help them as the parents of the universe. Yes. Because if we don't, it's going to continue to hurt the innocent. So they need psychological help from their very culture. A culture that is not a culture. A culture that is parasitic, right? Because they've taken every single one of our music and made it their own. So that today you have this young boy playing, what's that song that was number one on the country, Old Town Road? And he don't even know. Yeah, he don't even know that the Grand Ole Opry was done by, a black man. Right. You see, because he don't know. Okay, he don't know who the Cowboys were. Black people doing the work. He don't know. You understand? And so we don't know, and that's why I say, we can't leave our education to white women in the public schools. We've got to do it ourselves. That's why I have the Ezili network, and folks need to come. Maybe, like I said, I'm trying to do more live interviews and stuff like that, but not live interviews, what do you call that? Streaming stuff. And maybe you can help each other get that going. But that's where we are.
Now, I need to mention something. Hold on. Now, I need to just say this. This sister here, attorney Danto, who's friends to Prince Michael Jackson and Tupac, and it was the first attorney for Aristide. So she's responsible for democracy coming to Haiti, among other things that she's done. She has been financially brutalized. That's another reason why I want her to expand the network. And we got to find her. I don't know if she has a Patreon or she needs a Cash App. And she needs some posters and other people because she and I work together. All right. So she's like Ike and I'm Tina. And I'm here to shake it down and say, hey, y'all.
First of all, I didn't start democracy in Haiti. Okay, my ancestors did, and he was already, elected when I met him. The United States took him down, and I went back when he went back. So I just wanted to say that.
No, let me tell you. Modesty is one of the biggest problems that good black people have. Now you can get fraud. You get a fraud like Jay-Z who tells people that he's Jehovah or Jehovah. He's God. But this sister's a very, very good, fine person. And, there's a rumor that people like me and the moderator don't support black women. That's a lie. That's a lie.
I did start a Patreon, so please, I would love, because I want to do the Haitian Women of the Haitian Revolution, but it would be nice to have the resources. That. So if anybody wants to go and become a patron, please do. It's just my name in Patreon.
Name. So instead of correcting me, advance yourself. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I didn't put him in power, and I certainly don't even want to have anything to do with that. So
I'm teasing. Everybody's laughing. I'm trying to absolutely use humor and levity, but
Okay.
let's spell her name. She does it fast, but it's EZILI Ezili Danto. Look her up. She's serious. She's the one person that had people prosecuted for human trafficking and pedophile enslavement of children in Haiti. And we're working together. She wants to launch a podcast. I want her to meet this moderator here because I want him to take her under his wing so she can work on her social media, because this lady here is fierce.
Yes.
And she's been fighting by herself, and I want the sisters to hear that when we see sisters standing up, a lot of we black men are motivated to do more. So I've already made a commitment to her. I'm going to do what I can. I got a guy. She's got a product line. She makes dresses. She makes headscarves. Really nice stuff. Have you ever seen any movies? Like the movie what's his name? Harry Belafonte, Island in the Sun. Have you ever seen the Catherine Dunham dances? This woman makes all of the righteous Caribbean clothing to blow you ladies' minds, and you won't believe it. A lot of times people don't know about her, or we're giving our money to fake racist designers who steal stuff from us. You have an opportunity to invest in. In fact, it's not charity. You can actually buy something that you can wear that represents our history, our culture, the how can I say, the regal nature of our black women who have dignity. This is what she's doing. She's a dancer. She's trained in ballet in Europe, but she's going to talk about that because she's just trying to be so down. I love her. This sister needs support. She tried to save Tupac, y'all, but his crowd didn't let him. There's a CIA plot against Tupac. She'll talk about that at some point in the future. She's a very, very wonderful, beautiful sister. And you won't believe how many, pardon my language, punk-ass black men I've gone and asked to help her, and they're all run. I couldn't do this. Where did their balls go? I mean, really. So grow some balls. If you're out there, you want to support a sister, and she loves black men. This is why you see, I like black men, I like black men. She loves brothers. She cares. Notice how she didn't just talk about black women. She talks about black men, too. Nowadays, they have it that black women are two separate opposing races, and it's a lie. We're not going to get anywhere without each other. And we're the only things we have. The only thing I have is my mother and my aunts and my sisters, and the only thing they have is us. So I'm doing this in solidarity for all the folks who hear me beat up on certain types of sisters, and I'll keep doing it. Believe it. But when there's a righteous sister like this one, I make everybody stop and take notice and say, you got to work with her. So I am pleading for folks, the same way I've been on begging for my sister, Dorothy Gaines, righteous sister that fought the whole court system to get herself free and get the Scott sisters out. I know some righteous sisters. And so a lot of you black women need to, in fact, y'all have good heart. You got a good audience. The sisters looking for positive women doing stuff that are not radical lesbian, feminist, butched out sisters. Well, here's one of them. Okay, and so if you want to just hear me talk nice and sweet about sisters, which I do about this one, she's gorgeous too.
Yes, she is.
Beautiful lady. You can find. Yeah, I hope at least somebody black and female pretty like me. And this is a wonderful sister, a lawyer. In fact, if y'all have legal cases, oh my God, this woman will cut a throat. Oh my God, like a chicken. You know, he can kill a chicken. So she,
oh my God! I don't think about that. This movie is cutthroat. I'm competent.
If y'all have a legal, if you've got a legal, okay. This question comes from a chatter. Why hasn't Tyree Nasheed helped Miss Danto? He had her in his films.
One more time.
Why has he given you some money?
Do you really want me to answer? I mean, listen, I'm grateful that Tariq did 1804. I urge people to go see it. The thing I really like about Tariq Nasheed is that he comes through. You know, he announces he's going to do something, and he does it. Now, if you look at a lot of people, you know, just don't do that. Don't come through. He does come through. And actually, the other thing about him that's really good, I'm going to get to the bad part. The other thing about him that's really, really good is that, you know, he gets the money from his own community, and then he gives his own community a value. Okay, I was feeling to be on that show with him because of Wycliffe Jean, because of Wycliffe's colonial mindset and his support of Hillary Clinton. And I felt that, you know, I'm very, very careful about people who stand next to me, because I've had the experience of people taking pictures of me and then going and telling people that, you know, I believe what they believe. So we're different. Wycliffe Jean is part of the system, and you know, didn't like him since, you know, he helped destroy God, what's her name, Lauryn Hill. So and then when he came to Haiti, forget about it. Okay, but I think that I think the brother is doing his own thing. That's all I can say. He's doing his own thing. Like, you know, I'm a serious person, and I know people call me, you know, country for that. And like, I don't understand the pimp ideology. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why the black community has this idea that being a pimp is a good thing. And that sort of takes me back with Tariq. But I find that he has something, because he's got I just don't understand it. He can get a group of black people to do a whole lot of shallow crap. But he's also very serious in doing some of his Hidden Colors events, and he gets them through. So I'm supporting the brother. We don't have the same style, definitely. I don't know how, you know, jive. I just don't. I don't know how to glorify the pimp morality of the black community. I just don't, and I won't. But other than that, you know, I think he's doing some valid things. Like I said, I can't deal with the philosophy stuff. No, it's just not me. But other people can. He is what he is. I appreciate the fact that he had the courage enough to bring Ezili Danto into that space of men. It's always men, you know. So as a woman warrior, as a woman leader, it's very hard to find, you know, black males like Randy and Brother Patrick here who you know, put me on the platform. So I appreciate the ones who do, and he was one.
Okay. Now I want to respond to the question. Okay. I like what he does. And I'll say this is my joke. If he could contribute to this sister's cause, and as much as he made a film and he's concerned about Haiti, if he could contribute to her cause what he pays to arch his eyebrows, it would be appreciated. It would be appreciated.
Well, I have to say, when the brother went to Haiti, he did contribute to my water project. He did. When he went to Haiti, he did. Yeah. So let's be very clear about it. He gave my, you know, the guy I just want to say that.
I didn't trash Tariq.
Okay.
It's, you know, you said that your religion, you got yours, I got mine. Mine says if you know to do good, you know what good is and you don't do it, it's evil. Right. And it's not limited to one person. There are huge numbers of people who are hustlers out here. Or they're doing whatever they do, whatever you want to call it. And they can throw a crumb or two. In fact, I just had it happen. Everybody was watching this Gay Equality Act thing. Brother Patrick, I'm the first person to tell you about it, right? Right. Notice how everybody in the country is talking about it now. I started talking about this in January. Wow. If you recall. Yeah.
I mean, you've been.
It took 6 months to get people to hear. Then you know what happened? Now that people are going to raise funds off of it, this is how this system of social media stuff works. The people that produce and labor and create the content are basically sharecropping for people who are higher up who got the larger platforms. And I want to say something to you. If I did what Tariq and others did, I would be put off of Twitter. Actually, I have been put off of Twitter, and I'd be off of Facebook. So some of us have relationships that allow us to reach a large number of people that other people saying similar things for supposedly the same cause are not allowed to have. And they know this, and they don't do what, for example, Gladys Knight, I love her. One reason I love Gladys Knight that most people forget is she's the one that discovered Michael Jackson. Gladys Knight was messed over and was like a third stringer singer to Diana Ross and others at Motown, but that didn't stop her from saying, this kid, who's a kid performer like she was, he's got something. This is the next thing. Gladys Knight will never get the credit, but she labored to try to get Berry Gordy's attention on Michael Jackson. Tariq and the others have an obligation to share with their audiences other things, or else you'll inevitably become part of the problem. My favorite journalist, a white gentleman by the name of Edward R. Murrow, went before the Radio Television Association and told them the responsibility of their networks was to educate and enlighten the public as well as entertain them. And of course, they got Murrow. They punished him because this guy was really talking about stuff using television to educate, inform, and enlighten the public, to be against segregation, to be against war, right?
Right.
So let me see this. Tariq is going to do wonderful work, some of it, but like the Equality Act, Tariq waited until the vote to blast it. He waited until Friday. He knew about it. He had to know because I emailed him. At the same time I emailed you, Patrick. And I got his email from the sister on the phone with us. I asked her expressly for it. This is a bill that would destroy our people. You mean it didn't come up once until it passed? What kept him? What kept him the day before? At least announced the vote's going to happen, right? What kept people? I think it's because it's meaty and it's weighty. And if you're truly a leader and not an entertainer or businessman, you will have enemies and detractors, people that won't like you. You won't get likes and clicks. But you've done your job. Toussaint Louverture's fault is probably one that Napoleon didn't like him. Jean-Jacques Dessalines' virtue is he didn't give a damn. We need people who have resources, access, that do not mind being disliked. If you want to be popular, if you want to be everyone's friend or most people's friends, if you want, not only do you want to be their friends, but you want to be the one person that everybody knows. Which, and a good time, it's maybe money and notoriety and everybody's focused on you. But in a bad time, you become a target. What has hurt our people is that the folks who halfway speak up, they're so known until it's easy to pick them off and they're irreplaceable because they didn't create institutions or platforms to nurture an army of people like them. The reason I'll help this sister is someone could hurt or kill me. It's easy. It's easy. I want to help as many other people that are like me or worse. In fact, they'll miss me and say, God, we should have kept this person. Not to get that way. We should be creating legions of people, not cults of personality, but people in the church do the same thing. They want everyone to look after this one person. Anyone that goes to the churchgoers out here, know that when the charismatic founder of the church dies, the church usually dies a generation after and people stop going. because this person didn't try to create an institution that created other leaders to succeed them. We have an issue of successorship in our community. I want someone to be smarter than me, tougher than me, better travel, everything, because I have my limits. If there's someone with fewer limits than I, they'll get more done. So my critique of the entire social media mafia, so said in all the others, who know, he knows of this sister Ezili. It's not just, they know of us. They follow us, and every now and then they'll copy something that we put out that includes what? Fraudmore Johnson. I mean, we'll sit up and wait for us to do something, copy it, get hits, get paid off of it, and would never ever say, you know, I got this stuff from Sister Ezili. I'll tell you, Irritated Genie, he'll tell you, oh, I talked to Brother Short. Short passed this up to me. Thanks for looking out, right?
Right.
Now, they sell their tapes and everything else, and it's not so much they have to get a penny, but you know what? If nothing else, shouldn't we get, like, a shout-out?
Yes.
You shout out to strippers, shout out to their hustlers, shout out to the people that roll in their blunts, bring in their dope. Why not people like this sister? So I will say this. There is a colonialism and a racism and a corruption within the so-called conscious community, within the Black movement, and it's always been a fraud. And our folks are going to have to understand that sometimes the person you see standing alone, it's not that they wouldn't work with the other people. They've been rejected because other folks operate as if they want to be a moon, the only moon, instead of in a galaxy of stars. I want there to be lots of bright, intelligent Black folks,
Yes.
gifted men and women, not just one or two. And that's what I sense among people. Sean King is another one, or Con King. I hope he's really Black. These folks who they want to be the only face, the only voice, the only person. And I'll tell you something about all of them that they have in common. They don't complain about pedophilia, and they have a cordial relationship with LGBTQ. That has to make you wonder, could it be that this sister has a stance against pedophilia, and he's based in Hollywood, that he can't have too much to do with her, because pedophilia is king in Hollywood.
It is. King and queen. I got another question from the chat room. This comes from Sister Alexandra again. Should we become Moors and gain Moorish independence? The conscious community has been speaking about this lately.
Say that again.
Should we
become more?
Should we become Moors and gain Moorish independence? The conscious community has been speaking about this lately.
Well, I'm going to say something to them about this Moorish issue. There's a woman by the name of Corinne Gaines who lived outside of Baltimore, who bought all into the Moorish program. And when the cops came and executed her in her home, I didn't see the Moors stand up for her. Now, she paid the money. And basically what they need to understand, the Moors need to tell the truth. I mean, because aside from wearing the circus monkey grinder hat, I don't see their social program for us. And I see a lot of little religious groups, some of them Christian and Protestant. It's just another hustle of the masses. Where's your farm? Where's your school? Why is it when one of your folks, some of them people get shot and beat across the country that believe in this sovereign citizenship thing, where are the Moors for their own people? Hell, in fact, I'll say something else. I had someone that was looking at the Moors thing, and you know part of what the Moors tell you that you have to do? You have to say you're white when you become a Moor.
What?
So you denounce being Black. It's a scam. It makes me angry, okay? So this brother went through the process. This is what I got to basically not recognize my African thing over this Moor thing. Let's go back through history. The Moors went into the Congo where I did my dissertation, and they not only went there, the Moors were used to murder and slaughter and enslave people all over Africa in service of the Europeans. I'm not talking about the Moors of Spain, but my question is, Why did the Moors destroy the African kingdoms? Yeah, they did. Sure, they did. Why did they attack Ghana and Bornu and Mali and Shanghai? Why? I mean, so we should be proud. Why did they control the slave trade, the enslaved trade of Africans to the Arabs? Why did they castrate 100 boys and maybe 10 would survive? And I'm not going to be a Muslim. I'm not down for, I've got to change and go into another colonial religion for you to embrace me. They're out of their minds. They're out of their minds. I mean, let's really get into, and I have to just say this, who's the best known black person in Islam?
Minister Farrakhan, or the Honorable.
No, I'm talking about in the, I'm talking, I'll go all the way back. It's a slave, Bilal. Islam gives me a slave. Okay, if we have to just pick religions, Abrahamic ones, the Bible gives you Jesus, a black dude, in the image of God. I would rather have the image of God, even if he got killed on the cross, over a slave that his own community would never allow to become caliphs. That's fascinating to me, that our folks don't go back and do some basic historical research. Who owned slaves? Muhammad. Some of his slaves, according to their tradition, were black. So we're running to a person who owned black people as slaves. I'm not talking about someone coming along thousands of years later misquoting a book written by Africans. I'm talking about somebody, when the book was being composed, owned and enslaved black folks. And when they left Arabia, they went and did genocide on black people all across Africa. No different from the racist white folks with Christianity. Why does Islam get a break and Christianity doesn't? Why can't we just write the racism against black people, no matter what religion it is, including Hinduism, than to pretend, oh, Islam is better? It's a lie. They have slavery right now. The same Saudis that these Moors run after are starving 20 million black people to death. Using biological and chemical weapons. You haven't heard a thing about it. They're even using other black people to kill folks. In fact, the motto of the Arabs is use the slave, or in other words, it says use an Arab, their word for black, use the black to kill a black. Wow. Now, when these Moors do something for corn games, when they do something for this woman shot down and they shot her child, everybody knows about it. They didn't do a thing. It was the people from the street, and God forbid, I can't believe it, a couple of tired-ass church niggas stood up for the murdered black mother who faced down the cops. Where are the Moors? They're about collecting money. I don't like any religious hustlers, especially Christian ones. So game knows game, and that's nothing but a game. And can you show me a farm for everybody, not just their sect, not just when you wear their damn hat, but you care about me because I'm black, not just because I wear that. See, I'm sick and tired. That's cultic. I got to come under their foolishness and their idiocy and their lunacy, or you won't help me. And then when you join, they still don't help. We call this out in the church. Call it out for the cult groups too, that nobody helps black folks when they need it. And all this thing, if you join their religious group and you pay your tithes and you sit up under their stupid teaching, they're going to come around and do the right thing. Well, the Moors have been around almost 100 years. In fact, the Moors were helped establish by Zionist, racist Jews. Wow. So I'm fascinated. Where did they have their Moorish science thing? Belonged to one of those Rockefellers. So to me, I'm not even saying don't get the house. I'm not even saying that all of what they say isn't good. That's not what, but why are you telling me good? Are you telling me good to liberate me as a black man? To liberate me as that? Or do I have to join your religious group, wear the hat, talk all this stuff, say I'm white or I'm something else, or I'm an Arab, or else I don't matter? Please. Exactly what they say. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that. And so go to hell with that. No. Let's see them do something. Let's go and clean up one neighborhood with your hats on so we know who did it. going someplace and truly change and transform something for the greater good of black folks before you tell us all to run after you. We've already been through this with Islam. If we convert to Islam, we'll be free. Well, we got 5 or 6 million black Muslims in this country. Are we freer?
Nope.
Are we doing business? They brought over these Pakistanis and other people that kill us and sell dope to us and have drug paraphernalia in the store and demand sex from people for their inflated food prices. They hate our guts.
Yes.
Who helped bring this thing in? I'm sorry, y'all. Black Islamic folks brought this stuff on us. So if black Christians would bring over folks who did this, they would call us out, and they should. So I'm calling the folks out from the other religions that y'all are coons for another colonial religion. And if I had to go by the number of the sorry Abrahamic faith, as Sister Ezili would describe us, sorry, the Protestant Negroes, colonial though they may be, and a slave religion they may be, do a hell of a lot more for the black collective in their debauched, disgusting estate that I can't stand than these other people that need you to wear the costumes and do all this silly stuff.
Yes.
I'm sick and tired of the clowning in the game. I do genealogy. When you change all the names up, I can't even bring families together because you got an Islamic name. You have a slave name from Arabia, and that's supposedly better than the slave name that your ancestors and other people had. At least we can find continuity. So please give me a break. I'm not saying you can't believe or follow whatever you want, but don't act like it's better. Don't act like it's going to do something for us. Because if it was going to do something, what came out of the Moorish Science Temple? We got the Nation of Islam. I'm not knocking the Nation of Islam because Elijah Muhammad's cousins of ancestor and family. But compare the Nation of Islam today, and I happen to like a lot of stuff that Farrakhan says, but do they have stores like they used to? Where's the farm? All the stuff, where did it go? When a crooked preacher like Eddie Long takes the people's money and spends it on boys, we talk about it. We should. When the nation takes money from the Million Man March,
the Moors and the nations are two different things, okay?
I didn't say they're the same. I didn't say they're the same.
Well, I just want to say something, okay? Remember I said before, in order for, and I want your audience to hear me, we have to be very careful about going off on these tangents because there's a war against the black woman's children, the black male children. This idea that there was some treaty, because it's my understanding that that's what this war sovereignty issue is about, that there was a treaty sometime in the 1700s where the Moors were allowed to live within the system of slavery. Are you hearing me?
Yes, ma'am.
They were allowed to live within the system of slavery. That just means they're black collaborators.
Whoa.
And that's all that means.
Can you say that
and when you are...
Can you say that again?
If you were allowed by the white supremacists to live and thrive and have protection during the time of slavery, when my grandparents were being enslaved, then you are a Bafiote, a black collaborator.
And let me go one further.
Wait, let me finish this, okay? Because I want to say this. Let's be very clear about who we are. We are liberators. We are not collaborators. If you are a collaborator, you are part of the problem. You're telling me that you recognize the white man's judicial fucking system.
Yes.
Where you were, where my people were 3/5 UN, and you were living and making arrangements with these Neanderthals and stuff coming to fight with me. That's what the Moor thing is talking about. It has some sort of, they don't realize they've never studied Neely Fuller to understand that level of activity that the European will use, that their laws is as worthless as any other creed, that it is, if you don't have the might and the power to enforce that law, it is nothing.
Wow.
because only when you have the might and the power to enforce that law. So let's just go and be warriors that we are. If it's going to be done, it's going to have to be done by black women and black males. And we have to do this. We can't go around bringing a piece of paper and asking the white man, please don't shoot me.
and check this out. When they made those treaties, slavery was the law of the land, as Attorney mentioned, and it meant that they acknowledged and embraced and had no problem with the enslavement of black people, as long as they got to do what they were doing. How is that any different from the folks in West Africa that we're angry about that sold us? How is it different from the slave catcher, the slave driver? I don't see a difference. And
you're so right. And let's just go back, okay? Let's understand history, not from the point of view of that white woman who taught you crap. Let's look at the fact, like I said, in 1492, when Columbus first came to what they call the Western Hemisphere, it was because of the fall of the Moors of Grenada up there in the Iberian coast, right? Because and this is really important. We're going to have some adult conversation about how black males use their dick to create a whole new group of people while they were ignoring their own women and creating these mulattoes.
And let me interject something. Who manned the navy of the Portuguese and the Spanish? Most people don't know. The Moors. That means the slaves.
This is what I'm saying. See, the Moors got to the point that we're getting to right now, where it becomes, your life becomes like you're so happy with your circumstance, your life becomes about your hedonism. You know, how many people you got in your harem? And once that happened to them, they were put down. And the Portuguese took back their, became what they became, and the Spanish became what they became. And to this day, Haiti is actually paying for what the Arabs did in Spain.
Yeah.
Because today, we have what they call, in our island, they call it Hispaniola because the Spanish came, and we have the Dominican Republic, where they have this idea of the Black Horde and how this Black Horde has taken over their whole country. That they hate black people, the Dominicans. And they linked us, and it's all because of what happened with the Moors, what you will call the Arabs. And remember, okay, they don't teach you this, but the Arabs had 1,200 years of enslavement, and it wasn't for labor; it was for sex. Whoa. And what did they do to our black alpha men? They castrated them and put them into slave armies, and you could take it down, and then they built them down. They castrated our men and they move our women whores in the. That's what they do. And you want me to follow that?
9 out of 10 people that they castrated died. They did in a very brutal way. So when I see these black men with the surface hats on, it's kind of funny. But I want to say something else because people aren't paying attention. I do human rights advocacy for different groups. One group is called the Haratin. It's Northwest African for nigger slaves.
What?
They still have slavery in Mauritania, and they have it in Morocco, although they say they don't, where the Moors are from. And the blacks are oppressed in Algeria. And I've been to Tunisia, and blacks are the underclass, and the blacks are being exterminated in Libya by some of these people.
And the Moors in Morocco don't think they're black. They think they're white.
That's right.
You understand? So, I mean, come on, people. We have social media. We have communications now. We don't need to do... Listen, okay? I want to go on record as saying that I think Minister Farrakhan and his organization is the most important organization to assist and help black males who are at the very bottom. And that he's done a tremendous job and deserves to have our respect. I don't do those Abrahamic religions, but I do believe that he has used his platform to help a lot of souls that wouldn't have found any help anywhere else. And I respect him for that.
But can I ask you something, sister?
And he's one of the few people who actually helps the Haitian Boys leadership all the time. He helped us all the time. So that black man stand for something. Like I said, can't deal with some of the philosophies of the Abrahamic people and how they treat women. I don't deal with that. I can't deal with that. However, him in particular, in terms of an organization that, like when you go to Savior, when I first went to Savior's Day, and I saw all these black people with an infrastructure where they could meet each other and have a community. I haven't seen that anyplace else.
But the question I wanted to ask you, sister, if in the Abrahamic religion itself is hatred, racism, misogyny, do you not see the danger of that manifesting? I mean, like right now, you said, the minister's doing good and he's doing a lot of good work. But if the seed is already in the meal that you're feeding the people of hate, aren't you concerned that will come out in later generations?
Not with the way, my understanding, and I don't really study it too much. Black people have a way of taking something and changing it.
True.
So black folk took what Muslim is because they were looking for something. I didn't have that problem because I'm Jean-Jacques Dessalines, right? So I can go back millions and 66 million years ago. But a lot of black people, it's for U.S. blacks, our history was cut off. And so when when they try to create this history, there's a lot of stuff they got wrong. And this is why this generation has to get it right. That doesn't mean they can't change it. They got a lot of things wrong. Do you understand? This guy, they got a lot of things wrong about just the universe. Just like, for instance, I'll give you an example. Okay, I'm not one to like people who want to integrate with injustice, but I do respect Martin Luther King and some of the things he, tried to do. I don't work with the church, but he took that and he helped galvanize. But at the same time, he left us with some awful things that we can't take to the next generation. We can't tell nobody to turn the other cheek. We can't expect that our enemy has a conscience. We can't do that. We've learned that so we have to take what we learned from him. For instance, one of the worst things that Martin Luther King left us was this idea that, what's the guy from India that he talked about taking his violence from Dr. Short? Darn it. Anyway, the Indian guy, Mahatma Gandhi, right? He left us with this idea that this guy was not a racist and a coon, and this guy was a pedophile, Gandhi, and he used Gandhi's principles, supposedly. But Gandhi used to be in South Africa, and as an Indian, he hated black people, disliked them. You understand? But Martin Luther King left us that idea that nonviolence in Gandhi was something good, and white liberals love that crap. We can't take that. Dr. King would have understood if he had lived longer, I believe. Okay, and then he would have told us, hey, listen, I made a mistake. Just like Malcolm told us, listen, I made a mistake about X, Y, and Z. All right? So I think what we can do is look at what Nation of Islam has done to because for me, it's not about the ideology as much as it's about how you assist the suffering body. I'm a woman. I'm not abstract into all this theology, and I just want to know, did a child get food, get nurtured, get loved, and I see some of that in an organizational way. The only organization that has kept going since the 60s is the Nation of Islam. And I have met those people. And I'm not saying there's not a lot of pathology there, too. There is, because they've got that Ron Daniels creep in there. There's a lot of pathology. I'm not saying that there's not, but I have seen the good that Minister Farrakhan has done as a overall, right? I have seen, and I can't speak for those women who, I'm not the type of woman who will go to a place that requires me to sit behind my grandchild, right? The one that I'm like, the grandchild that I have to give a nurture to and directions when I'm going out. He has to stand in front of me in a church. I can't do that. But those women, hey, this is their tradition. I'm not going to go there. That's just something I can't do. All right. But I know that even though this is what is their thing, they have helped me. They have not marginalized my voice. Minister Farrakhan has stood for me when the Clintons were destroying my program in Haiti. He's the only black man that I could go to when that earthquake happened. And I'll tell you, this is the truth. When that earthquake happened, I knew that vampires were going to use it to eat us up some more. And I could not think in that time of one black man who had power on the planet, who I could go to make them understand and hear without me moving too much around. And I got myself to Chicago, and I got a meeting with Mr. Farrakhan to tell him they were going to let us see our people die. That all this maneuvering and crap they're putting on television about how they're going to help us, they're not going to do it. And Minister Farrakhan heard me. Okay, of course, Ron Daniels was around, and there was I had a lot of others who were saying, "Oh, that's not true. It's not going to happen." And Michael Sean was coming in that space, and he is, riveted by, celebrityism, and I'm not a celebrity, so they had more power than I did. But for the little bit that he did for me, I will be forever grateful. That's all I can say. But he has never been a man, at least to me, who has said, "I won't deal with you because you disagree with my religious philosophy." He's never done that.
That's beautiful. We have to get past the religion thing to a certain degree to work on the common things that we all share. The pressure you feel in Haiti is the same one they feel in India, the same one they feel in Russia, the same one they feel in the United States of America, the same one they feel in Australia. We have to get this point through our head, and I'm glad you mentioned Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., which I've had him on the show as well. And one thing I want to add, every move you make in your life, brother and sister, please consider these two concepts before you do your move. Will it be constructive or destructive to your common cause and purpose? So, with that, because I know young people's attention span, we're at basically an hour, almost 2 hours. I want to wrap this thing down. I want to tell you both of you, to the guests, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being brave enough to come on the show. Thank you for trusting that this wasn't some gotcha, or we was going to try to belittle or berate you. Honestly, the chat room's going nuts. They're excited. They dig your passion, sister. This is literally the first time in my life I ever met you. Literally. And I can tell you, you have a heart of an angel. A heart of an angel. Let me explain why. Because you go right in for the important things. Yeah, Brother Derek, I love her. Same here, brother. Same here. Because this here that we're talking to is a mother of life. She cherishes life, but she wants real justice for all life. Not somebody's going to be on the sideline cleaning the latrine while the other people over here just doing nothing. We all got to work at this. And we all need to come together. And honestly, y'all, if we don't come together, then you know what? You better don't even worry about packing your bags. When the goons come to get you, to shove you on the trains, to put you into the ovens, you know you have been warned. All right? They're all like, this is a great show. Thank you, brothers and sisters. The show is only great because of you guys. And please share this stream on all your social media platforms and everything. Because we are having an impact, whether you guys accept this or not. People who you would never believe are actually tuning into the show. We are the true resistance, not some fakeness talking about taking this thing back to 1776 when I'm out in the field picking cotton. Are you out of your mind? We haven't had true justice and true unity on this planet, but it's high time we have that. It's in our own best interests. We have to come together. We have to break down these walls that separate us, whether they be sex, whether they be religion, whether they be social orientation. I have no problem with a homosexual being a part of this thing as long as they understand we're doing this for freedom. We're not doing this for you to bust more booties. Now, that being said, Doctor, do you have any words or?
Yes, sir.
Lord.
I want everybody to pray and focus energy on a Dr. Jahi Issa in Delaware. He's fighting against the whole state of Delaware, particularly the Biden family, and the crooked leadership of Delaware State University, where their former provost said last week that HBCUs with no black students would still be an HBCU. These are the people who wish to destroy all of what we have. They're in high places. They're often Greek letters of Masons. They sit back and turn their back on sisters like Ezili. They turn their back on Sister Turner that got shot down in Texas. We must pray for Issa to win. I'm praying that he wins $20 million in his settlement because they had him beaten and thrown in jail and thrown out of his job and destroyed his life for simply asking that the university not let the Ku Klux Klan threaten to lynch black folks on the campus of Delaware State University. What kind of crime is that to say that my life shouldn't be taken because I'm black? And the most powerful black people in the country are supporting Dr. Harry L. Williams, the head of the United Negro College Fund, now called the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. His agenda is to either make white or shut down at least half of the black schools in the country. Everybody knows it. All the niggas in Congress, all of them know that there's an agenda to destroy the black school. And this one black man, my brother, my friend, Dr. East, is fighting them single-handedly. They made him homeless. He lives in a homeless shelter with a PhD on market drive. Pray that he wins. Pray the speedy trial that starts tomorrow, that he gets paid. And by the way, Brother Patrick, he said if he gets paid, he'll bless me. We're going to do something with this hub. I'm going to do something with my sister from Haiti. Yes. I sent her a picture of my mulatto great-great-grandfather that lived in Haiti. I mean, I'm sorry it wasn't dark enough for her, but, you know, I have roots. Okay.
Dr. the Mary. Thank you so much. This is new for me. I really appreciate it. I'd love for us to continue to have a conversation. If your audience have questions and so on, let me know. I'm going to try to, do things on my channel. So go to my channel, people. I just started a Patreon if you want to help too. Just my name and that. Ezili Danto. Come and join us on the Free Haiti movement. I have a page on Facebook. And, they constantly, I think we're at 30, 15. They keep bringing down my numbers, the people I can reach. So the censorship for this voice is terrible. My websites are being taken down all the time because of, where I come from, what I say about the white liberals. And I do have white folks in the Ezili network. They're the special people because no one speaks for me or my children, and these people are allies. So I know that that's there. It's few, and I'm not going to look for them. And I tell that too. I'm not going to look for you when I'm talking. If it doesn't apply to you, then just doesn't apply to you. I don't mince my words. But it would be helpful for some of you guys to really help us financially. So go on and look at all my work. I have tons of stuff out there on my channel, but I don't have live streams. So thank you, brother. You gotta show me how to do that. Yeah. Randy, love you.
We love
and you know what?
I'm so thankful to the Most High for allowing us to meet today. I am so thankful.
Yeah.
You have enriched my life with your words.
And in the words of the man who got soccer kicked in the face, Arnold Schwarzenegger, wasn't that nice? Someone black kicked him in the face. All he did was black kick. I was so happy. Well, we'll be back. Or we'll be back. We are back, and we will be back.
And you know, one thing I do want to say to the world, to all the people listening, black is not the new gay. It never has been and never will be.
No.
You know, we are people who know what to screw. We know where to put our thing into, and it's not the backside of anything, man or woman or animal. That is for defecation. It's not for lovemaking.
In fact, let us say, keep your utility pole out of your utility hole.
You know, I'll take a couple of comments. We got many comments saying they love you, sister. We love you, Miss Danto. We got people out here who wants to give you money, provide you with the war bonds that we need to fight this battle. I want to thank the listeners to the show. You guys are the greatest audience, bar none, in the whole wide world. And thank you for the guests. You guys, you know, especially you, Dr. Short, you know, thank you for introducing me to Alton Maddox. Had a great conversation yesterday. He will be on the show in the coming days. Just thank you for believing in me and believing in the show and supporting the show, sir.
Shay, brother, of course. And my love to the audience. There have been some wonderful people that listen to this thing. They've been kind to me. I just wanted to share them. I have others. You got to meet my auntie that was Medgar Evers' secretary. He was there when he got shot. I mean, this is a phenomenal woman. Yeah, I'm going to bring some women. I mean, kind of women I like are hell-raising black women. They're completely turned on. Right? Completely turned on by hell-raising revolutionary black women. Anyway, I won't even describe how wonderful it is to know people like her and Cynthia McKinney. I mean, folk trying to bomb the hotel, she didn't make her shut up. I mean, that's incredible. And this woman, by the way, she didn't tell you, she survived about 6 to 7 assassination attempts.
Wow. You know, I have been posting her web link in the chat room so people can check out the website and her YouTube channel. So hopefully she gets some new subscribers as well, because I'm all about the network of this thing. You know, it does not do any of us good to try to hoard something. We got to get out of that mindset, and we got to start sharing with one another.
Share. And this is the Haitian Ida B. Wells, y'all.
Well, we are just so thankful to both of you guys. Doctor, I will be calling you later on this evening after the family. All right. I want to talk to you about a couple of things. I also want to talk to you about the hub. You know, I really believe that we have to find a parcel of land. We buy the land under a 501c. We can bill it as a religious deal or whatever, just to meet the standards, so that the people who come to the hub will get their house in perpetuity without taxes or worrying about a mortgage, because I would build their house with my own 2 bare hands and my crew.
And I want to share something with you. This sister here works with the collective. We should think about having a sanctuary community in Haiti.
Yes.
Let's put our money on our sisters and brothers. I've always, let me share, I called Ezili a couple of days ago, and my father always was obsessed with Haiti. And I was going through my dad's papers, and turns out my dad had been giving money. It's a compromised group, but it was Haiti, so he was giving money because he started helping Haitian people. It touched me so much to see that my father, first time he ever mentioned anything to me about Haiti was 1969. Here it is in 2019. I'm going through his papers, and he's been sending money to a group that's supposed to be helping Haiti. To show you my father was consistent. And my father died never knowing that he had roots in Haiti. We've got third and fourth cousins. I don't completely understand all of this. I mean, this genealogy is a beast. By the way, let folks know, I'll be back in the archives in the next few weeks doing research. So I've had folks hire me to go in the archives to dig this stuff up. Make it pop. I tell people if it's a whole lot, it takes time. It costs a little bit, but it's astounding what you learn.
Yes.
And Haiti, you know what? We need to get this sister. She needs to take a tour of people. How many people should go to Haiti and don't go to the tour sites and watch like pedophiles? We need a fact-finding mission to go down to Haiti with this sister. And look, I've never been to Haiti. I know I got family even in the Dominican Republic. I need to go home. I need to look about. I mean,
we all do.
It's home. Yeah, that's right.
We all do. And I want to leave this last thought with everybody. If you're unwilling and you're able, not, if you're not able, you're just not able. But if you're unwilling to fund your liberation, do not bitch when you don't get none. And that's all I want to say. This has been TPIM SR Live. I'm your host, TruePowerIsMine. Today's date is May 19, 2019, the year of our Lord. As always, I say, live your life with integrity, without hate, envy, or greed. And as always, brothers and sisters, let's be kinder to one another. Peace and light and love. Thank you all.